Tonight couldn't be any slower. Hey look, at least your sugar daddy's finally here. Who, Mr. Harding? Darn. Alyssa and Stephanie worked at a bar in downtown Phoenix. Stephanie was trying to pay off her college fees, while Alyssa had dropped out a year ago from all the stress and was just living day to day working here. Both the young women often got a lot of tips from here. It was this man in particular that Alyssa didn't really like. Walter Harding. He was in his mid-50s, a truck driver, and an awfully heavy drinker. He came here around 12 a.m. every night, and over the days Alyssa had been serving him, she had no doubt this man was a failure in his life for obvious reasons. Whatever money he made, he wasted it drinking here. Walter stepped into the bar, smiling as he spotted Alyssa, but she quickly turned the other way. Stephanie took the hint and greeted Walter. "Hello, Mr. Harding. What will it be tonight?" "I'm sure Alyssa knows my usual. I'll send her in a minute." Alyssa prepared his order, feeling irritated by the way he always looked at her. "Hey, sugar, how is everything?" "All right, Mr. Harding, here's your buffalo wings." By this time of the night, a pretty woman like you must be tired of all the compliments. "Yeah, I guess. But you know something about you? You remind me of my first love." Alyssa let out a hopeless sigh. "Oh, really?" Walter chuckled as he bit into his food. "Just a little saucier." Alyssa cringed on the inside as she slipped away. Out of all the people in the world, why did this old creep have to be the one to find her attractive? The only reason she tolerated him was because she needed this job, and that tip he would give her. Walter usually came here for 1 hour to have his dinner, talk a little with Alyssa, though she was mostly quiet, after which he would tip her and leave. "Here's your tip, sugar. I'll see you tomorrow night." Sure." Alyssa took the money and faked a smile as Walter left. What a pig. One of these days, he might even offer you something else. Stay safe when you walk home, alright? Men like him, they've probably done every horrible thing imaginable. You're right, gross old creep. Walter stepped out the bar and walked, passing a glimpse at some men get off their car. "Congrats on the job, dude. The car is awesome." "Thanks." As they walked off into the bar celebrating, Walter snickered as he took out his keys and scraped along the fresh paint.
Perfect.
He'll like it better now. He hated seeing these young studs who bragged about everything. They deserved a little trouble in their lives. In fact, Walter himself had been through a lot of trouble he didn't ask for. For the last 30 years, he had been doing freelance trucking, hauling freight for various companies. Traveling across the states on the job, Walter led a wild life. There was a time he was a member in a gang, was into gambling and hustling people. "We gave you the packages 3 days ago. Where's the money?" "Just give me some more time, I'll arrange the money." "We look like fools to you? If you ain't got the money, you ain't leaving today." "No, please, don't do this. I just need some time." "You're lucky we let you live. You have 48 hours to bring us the money." Walter even got arrested getting into street fights and bar fights. He even spent a year on probation for attempting robbery. However, much of the money he made was wasted on alcohol and women. "This is only 100. You promised me 500 for last night." "You know you ain't worth more than that. I'm not leaving until you pay me." "Listen, woman, you're lucky I'm even paying you that." He didn't care for people. He was selfish and he did as he wished. But reaching this age, nothing gave him that satisfaction anymore. He barely worked and tried to get by with whatever he made. As Walter passed by a casino, he shuffled the last of his money in his pocket. What good were these few quarters going to do him? He'd rather take a chance and test his luck. He walked in and sat down at one of the many slot machines and dropped in his quarters. "Come on, let me see what you got." The numbers all spun as Walter watched the first slot stop at B. The second stop at I. What a coincidence. He was sure he wouldn't get the last one. He chuckled as he got up. But then, all of a sudden, he heard the buzzer ring. B-I-I. He won the jackpot! What luck, man. Walter couldn't believe it as the attendant rushed to congratulate him. Congratulations, you just won $1 million. Last night, a man walked into a casino in downtown Phoenix with only a few coins left in his pocket and ended up winning a jackpot of $1 million. We have the winner, Walter Harding, here with us today. Mr. Harding, how are you feeling right now? I still can't believe it. Those few quarters was the last of my money, but now I'm a millionaire. After a long day of work, Daniel was home, watching the news while he waited for his wife to join him. Finally, Luke fell asleep, so tell me, how was your day? Look at the news, Jenna. This man never imagined his life would take a turn like this. Wow, $1 million? He's a lucky man. Luck can be a strange thing. Luck had indeed favored Walter. He would finally buy a house, invest some of the money on his trucking business, settle down, and maybe finally find someone special. On the next Friday, he dressed up and drove out to the bar in his new car. He walked in with his usual smile and sat down at the counter. To his surprise, Alyssa hurried his way. Hello, Mr. Harding. I saw the news. Congratulations. Thanks, sugar. Stephanie watched as Alyssa rushed to make Mr. Harding's order. Usually on other days, she couldn't stand him. Here's your drink. You're looking nice today, Mr. Harding. Thought I'd dress up for you. You can call me Walter. Between you and I always thought you were quite handsome. Really? How about I take you out on Saturday night? Well, I'll have to check my work schedule, but I can give absent for you. Alyssa took out her pen and scribbled her number on the tissue. I'll be waiting for your call. Don't worry, sugar. I won't keep you waiting long. Before he left, Walter generously tipped both Alyssa and Stephanie. As he went out the door, Stephanie stared at the $100 bill, and Alyssa waving out the glass window at Mr. Harding. Alyssa? He's more than double your age. What do you think you're doing? I thought you said he was a pig. Yeah, he's a pig all right, but now he's a rich pig. So the next night, Alyssa wore the best dress she owned and waited for Walter to pick her up. She was thrilled when he took her out to the fanciest restaurant in his luxurious car. I never thought we could have so much in common, Walter. Well, the first time I saw you, I knew you were special. Perhaps it's you who's special, Walter. Not everyone has luck like you. Walter enjoyed the evening. He really liked spending time with Alyssa. He understood she probably didn't like him before, but who would? He didn't have a great past, but now that he got the opportunity, he wouldn't waste it. He would change his lifestyle, his ways. He would now live the life he wanted. It was from that one date that Alyssa and Walter's relationship began. Alyssa was now having the time of her life, showered with gifts, treated like a princess. In return for some time with Walter, why not? In fact, Walter wasn't like what she first thought. Sometimes he surprised her. Here you go, man. Make the best out of it. All this money? Thank you. Thank you so much. Alyssa stared at Walter hand a wad of bills to a homeless man. Walter, you can't really trust these homeless people. He's probably gonna waste the money. Alyssa, if not anything, the man will have a place to sleep and eat tonight. I've been through hard times. I know what it feels like when you have no one that cares for you. Don't be quick to judge. Yeah, whatever. I guess you're right. Now let's go. We're getting late for those reservations. Sure, sugar. Only about a month later, when Walter bought a house, he asked Alyssa to move in with him, and she gladly agreed. And not long after, they decided to get married. Alyssa had a grand wedding she could never imagine to have back when she was working at that rundown bar. and afterwards, Walter booked a honeymoon vacation in a beach resort in Santa Monica. Life was all bliss, sunbathing on the shore, eating good food, and relaxing in a luxury suite. Honey, this is the best. You're the best. These moments are going to be memories I'll cherish forever. Me too, sugar. I never thought I would see these days. Yeah, and you're also too old to see the future either, Alyssa thought. That evening, after enjoying a complimentary meal at the resort restaurant, she and Walter walked out to party at the resort's club. That's when a man suddenly stopped Walter. Hello, are you Mr. Harding? You recently won the jackpot at Bright Lights Casino in Phoenix. Yes, and you are? I'm from the BII Bank. We've been trying to call you for a few days, but we were unable to reach you, so I was sent here to inquire you about a tax cut. I just had a few things to discuss with you. Alright, what is it about? The matters are a bit confidential. Can we speak in a place more private? Walter turned to Alyssa. Why don't you go on ahead? I'll be right there. No problem, honey. There are some seating arrangements on the beach shore. It'll be convenient for us. Alright, let's go then. At this time of the night, the beach shore was empty. You must be very busy in your life now. Yes, I am. My wife is waiting for me. Don't worry, this will be very quick. But as Walter walked down the shore, he started to get a bit impatient. Can you tell me what the matter is? It's about life, Mr. Harding. What about life? I'm sure a man like you understands a lot about this world, the consequences, repercussions of things. What are you talking about? Everything has a price, Mr. Harding. If you take something, you must give a price for it. That's just how this world works. I've cleared out all my debt. What price of what? No, Mr. Harding, you haven't. You haven't paid the price of the life you took. The look on Walter's face suddenly changed. How do you know that? It was almost 30 years ago when Walter met a beautiful woman named Vivian. He had fallen in love with her at first sight, and things started out well for them. So what do? I'm starting a truck driving business. So you're a truck driver. People in the neighborhood didn't really see Walter as a good guy. He was known as a thug, a college dropout. Walter and Vivian dated for a while, but when Vivian too got to know a little about him, she was in doubt. I'm sorry, Walter. You're a nice guy, but things just aren't going to work out between us. Walter tried to convince Vivian to give him a chance, but she refused. It was from then that Walter went into depression. He got into the habit of gambling and drinking and eventually joined a gang, and history followed. But years passed by. No matter what, he couldn't forget Vivian. So one day, he turned around his truck and drove to her house, where he was stunned to realize she had moved on. Vivian, I love you. I can't live without you. Walter, you have to stop dwelling in the past. It's been too long to look back. I'm married. I have a son. I'm settled in my life. You won't ever be happy with him. He'll never try for you the way I would have. Walter, please, just leave from here. Don't create a scene. In the middle of the heated argument, when Walter saw Vivian's son run out the backyard playing ball, he couldn't take it. He got into his truck and saw Vivian's son. If he couldn't be happy in his life, he wouldn't let Vivian be happy either. But when Vivian saw what was happening, she ran to save her son. But in the process, she was hit instead. Walter was devastated when he saw what happened. But there was nothing he could do anymore, and in a panic, he fled from there. He continued on with his life. No one had seen him that day, and he had gotten away with it. Walter settled in the city, disguised as just another man among many. He lived his life in depression. The only solace he got was when he spotted Alyssa, because she looked a lot like Vivian, the woman he loved. When he won the jackpot, he thought he would start a new life with her. Little did he know that his past would return to haunt him through all this money. When Walter saw the man take out his gun, he was shocked. "I didn't mean to take her life. It was an accident." Don't try to defend yourself, Harding. You didn't mean to take her life. You meant to take the life of her 9-year-old son. You meant to take my life. You're Vivian's son? That day, when his mother lay lifeless on the ground, Daniel stared at the man in the truck. He didn't know who he was, and he couldn't tell the police anything either. But after so many years, when he saw the man on TV, he recognized him immediately. He could never forget that face. He had been waiting for this opportunity his whole life. From that day, Daniel tried to track him down and eventually learned he was here at this resort. When Walter realized who Daniel was, he fell to his knees and pleaded, "Don't do this to me. I suffered my whole life because of that day. I truly loved your mother, but I was never able to have her. My whole life, people have always thought the worst of me. Back then, I didn't have the money, but now that I do, I finally got married. I'm trying to change my ways. Please, forgive me." Forgiveness isn't going to pay the price for what you did. Shocking news! Walter Harding, the man who won the $1 million jackpot just a few months ago, was found dead near a resort in Santa Monica. Police have seen an unidentified man in the footage and suspect he was responsible. However, it seems that Harding's wife is also among the suspects. Hence, the authorities at the Bright Light Casino will be claiming all the money back until the case is resolved. Who was that man? I don't know, I didn't see him properly. He was wearing a hat and a coat. He said he was from the BII bank. No one had been sent from the BII bank. How could you not see him? You were standing right there. Alyssa was eventually released. However, since she was among the suspects, she was not allowed to claim Walter Harding's inheritance. However, Daniel seemed to have gotten away with it all. "Sweetheart, how was your business trip?" "It was alright." "Have you seen the news? The man that won the jackpot, someone took his life." "I told you, luck can be a strange thing." Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.